Okay, guys, welcome in. I tell you what, I got a smile on my face, and I'm wearing red because England lost and Spain won, so we're playing fair. But I gotta say, great final. And you know, I did call this final pretty damn good. You're going to hear about it in a little while. I said one or two things was going to happen, and one of two things did happen. But you're going to hear it pretty soon. But anyway, great final. You got to say, commend Spain. Viva la España. Fantastic performance. Great team defense. They did what they needed to do. They did it very well. Goalkeeping in solo was just unbelievable. The defense was just tighter than what you could ever think. Could it be tight? It was watertight. The lives depended on it. And Spain, to a woman, were absolutely brilliant on the night. In fact, you could say throughout the tournament, apart from the massive hiccup with the 4-0 loss to Japan, Spain really haven't put a foot wrong. That one game against Japan was really where they made a mistake in the game. Good job that was the round robin and not the medal round. Otherwise, this would not be a topic of today. But again, you've got to say, Vilda, the coach, and the rest of the guys in that setup, you have to say fantastic performance, fantastic tournament. Viva la España. Wear it now until the next World Cup. And Spain is the 5th world champions of all time. So well done, Spain. You got to say, England, where were ya? Was it the nerves? Let's go through this and we'll talk through this. And we got some great pictures for you as well. But it's 6 in the morning where I am right now. What time was it when you were watching the final? Come on now, tell me, what time was it where you are when watching the final? I know that people in the UK was probably about 11 o'clock in the morning, but wherever you are in the world, what time was it when you were watching the Women's World Cup final? Now, on that note as well, before we move on, I am blessed with all the people around the world that tune into this channel. Myanmar, Burma, yeah? Italy, Spain as well. Lots from Spain, lots from America. Obviously, big pull in the USA. Big love to America. Thank you very much for tuning in and keep it coming and spread this wide. MLS, we're going to cover it. And by the way, Messi into Miami, taking out Philadelphia 9-10 on penalty kicks. What an inspiration Messi's been. But staying with the World Cup, who doesn't love Messi? But staying with the World Cup and staying with the ladies' game, because that's what we're here to do. Let's get into the first half. The first half, first 5 minutes, you've got to say England control the first 5 minutes, and you're thinking, this is going to be a good game for England. And then after that, Spain literally, I wouldn't say Spain rode the storm in the first 5 minutes. I just think England had more pressure and looked like they were going to do something with it, but they never really did, right? And in the first half, it kicks off, but shortly after that, yeah, Hemp does lash it off the crossbar, and Solingol has no chance at all. I mean, it just clanked right off the crossbar. Boom, it should have been 1-0 England, but it's still 0-0. And I mean, you've got to say, both teams have gone close, but no quality on the final finish until the 28th minute. Now, this is what decided the game. Bronze, right-sided defender, gets the ball, right side defense, starts moving down the flank, the right flank, cuts in because there's no release pass. She should have just launched it down the field and gone back home, but she tricks then across the field, takes on one, takes on two, and then eventually coughs up the ball, whereby that position where she should be standing in is wide open. And Olga Carmona can see this. The ball comes to Olga Carmona, and she goes into the right side of defence for England, into the right side of the penalty box, and on the edge of the penalty box, winds up and lashes a beautiful shot to the far right corner where Earps cannot go, and those fingertips were so close. But Carmona got enough on it. It was perfectly directed. 1-0 to Spain, and you've got to say, not against the run of play. Spain firmly in control. Did you think Earps could have got on that one and maybe stopped it? Let me know down below. But you Spain fans, what about that goal? What are your thoughts on that goal? 1-0 Spain. I tell you what, 28 minutes in, Spain looking very good. And there were a few more chances either side of that where you're thinking Spain should have been maybe more to the good. Paraguay, just on 45 minutes, that comes to mind, clanking it off the post. So at halftime, it could have been 2-1. It could have been 2-0, but it's just 1-0. Olga Carmona with that lovely shot. And the shots, you got to say, at half-time, England 3 shots, 2 on target. Spain 5 shots, 2 on target. Into the second half, you got to say, much the same game that it was in the first half. Nobody dominating it, but Spain controlling it, and that was the difference. Everything that England tried, they were kept wide. Spain let them have the ball far away. You can just knock it around on your back line all day long. Spain gave England that space and didn't waste any energy. A very clever team performance, not just in offense, but also in defense. And the first touch I told you about in the last show, the pre-game for this World Cup final, that first touch, every Spaniard had it to perfection and utilized clever plays all game long to get themselves in and out of trouble and also to cause England trouble in their own zone as well. Spain killed off that first half with clever plays, is what I'm saying. Half-time 1-0. Moving into the second half, England makes a couple of changes. You see James come in for Russo, and you also see Kelly come in for Daly. Neither of those really impacted the play. Slightly disappointed with Lauren James. I thought maybe impact player 45 minutes. Chloe Kelly did what she could, but Lauren James didn't really do too much. But England were getting into the game, Spain still controlling it and not unflustered. And that's how it would stay until the 64th minute, whereby, got to say, was it a handball? Was it not a handball? I mean, you judge for yourselves, but clearly looks when I step aside that is clinking of someone's fingernails, and the VAR comes in. VAR decides, not the referee. The VAR decides, then up comes the shot. There it is. Shot comes in, goes past me, but hey, I tell you what, it doesn't go past Earps in goal because she goes down and saves an absolute rocket shot. I'm just going to let you see. Have a look at that one. Perfect save by Earps. You're thinking England's getting back in the game. And you know what? It's still 1-0. Still game on for both teams. But again, everything that England tried, Spain had an answer for. They are deserved world champions and deserved winners of this game. They could have added a couple in the second half, and it could have been far worse than 1-0. But on the day, in the last show, I said one thing. England needed to use the ball. If they're going to play the possession game, they needed to use the ball. They did not get the possession game going. They did not use the ball wisely. And that's why, when I said in the last show that Spain would win 1-0, that's why they did. I predicted it. You can go back to the last show and hear it. If they don't hit the back of the net and don't use that quality and let Spain out-trick and out-fox them, then it could be a day where Spain run away with this with a single 1-0 victory. But I said, England doesn't use the ball, Spain wins 1-0. So Spain's the champion now for the next 4 years. You've got to say this, though. Woman of the match. Who's your woman of the match? Down below. Comment down below. Who is your woman of the match? For me, I got to go with the lady of the day. She who scores wins. I tell you what, she who scores wins. Olga Carmona, number 19. She'll never forget this for the rest of her entire life. I don't think England players or England fans will. And you've got to say, top scorer of the competition, Hinata Miyazawa from Japan. And England fans, Spain, have a heart. Have a heart, you Spanish fans. But England fans now, it's 57 years and looking for a trophy because, unfortunately, England and England fans, your women didn't get it done. So, therefore, it's next up for the men. 2026. It's not far away. But it's next up for the men to try and do it for England, whereby it won't be 57 years. It'll be 60 years. And I wonder how long it will take. I mean, will it be 66 years before England gets another trophy? But on the day, you got to say, let's stay with the heroes of the day. That is the Spanish national women's team. I tell you what, Viva la España, a fantastic game, a true team performance throughout the competition. Japan 0-4 was a hiccup. But I tell you what, Spain, be proud. England, nothing's coming home. Nothing's coming home. Nothing's coming home. Nothing. Nothing's coming home. I'm sick of that song. I'm so sick of that song. They should get rid of that song and make a new one. Like, we might win a game. We might come home in fame. Something like that. Something different. But anyway, without getting too crazy in the head, it's 6 a.m. And yes, it's 6 a.m. And I've had some fun with this tournament. Had some fun with the whole competition. Big respect to everybody who commented down below throughout the tournament. I hope you liked what we brought. We totally enjoyed what we did. And I tell you what, I really did enjoy this competition. And again, I gotta say, and I've probably said it a million times now, but where respect is due. Viva España! Fantastic tournament, Spain. Now you've got world champions on both sides, both the men's and the women's, like big nations probably should. Don't be down, England. But hey, 1-0 Spain, it's a done and dusted thing. Let's get ready for the next tournament, and that could be talking about Wrexham, talking about CPL, and talking about Major League Soccer and the EPL. Enjoy the win, Spain. You deserve it. Cheers.